Hello, Crucible Companions, and welcome to another AndyForge video. As you are well aware, I'm sure, the vote for the name of you guys, of my subscribers, has officially closed. So moving forward, you guys will all be called the Crucible Companions, and I am honored to have you. Today we are digging into our Grim Reminders Awakening decks. This will be a short, 4-episode playlist that you guys will have access to of just the Awakening style decks. After this, we've got, I believe, maybe 1 or 2 more videos opening up the Great Hunt Adventure, and then we will be diving into our Grim Reminders regularly scheduled content. We'll go back to bi-weekly uploads, and I will start working more on shorts and other things. So I hope you guys are excited as we dig into all of these Awakening decks. Hoping for something big here, something competitive viable, so that we can show off this fancy new kind of theming around the edges in a tournament. Let's see. Okay, so it looks like this is going to be the top of the deck. So, our houses, we've got Star Alliance, so Red Archon, Geistoid, that's good, and Untamed. Okay, Geistoid and Untamed are very good houses. Star Alliance can be good, really depends on the creatures that you get. And this is Hristov of Fitzflat. Interesting. Looks very, very cool. A weird kind of misshapen crab Archon here, but it's got that awesome awakening treatment. If you haven't seen it already, check out my Guaranteed Revenant video. It is awakening treatment, and the Revenant also has the Revenant smoke around it, so it's really cool. But give me one moment. I will pull off the plastic, and then we will do the card reveal. Okay, and we're here now with the card reveal. Here's another look at that Archon card for you. Some extra lightning and stuff along the edges. We're going to set our Archon card to the side here, followed by, of course, the Rules card. Oh, even the Rules card got an awakening treatment on both sides. That's cool. And we'll dig into our first house. Starting it off in Untamed, not bad. We've got Witch of the Eye, 3-power creature with After Reap. Return a card from your discard pile to your hand. Super good recursion. Warfaline, a familiar creature for us, 3-power with Play After Fight. Shuffle the top 5 cards of a discard pile into their owner's deck. It's good if you can pick your opponents at a good time, especially if you want a Circle of Life. This is awesome. Circle of Life is an action with an Amber Pip. Play, each haunted player gains 2 Amber. Not bad, some good speed. Ooh, Spooky Charge. Okay, good. This key cheat's awesome. It's an action with Play. If you're haunted, forge a key at current cost. Shuffle your discard pile into your deck. Ooh, then we've got Regrowth for some good recursion. It's an action with an Amber Pip. Play, return a creature from your discard pile to your hand. Reclaim by Nature, okay, and we've got good artifact control. Now we just need some good amber control from the houses. It is action and play, purge an artifact, resolve its bonus icons as if it had oh my goodness, as if you had played it. This is one of the little Easter eggs in our new banner. You can see this, the art of this card hidden in it there somewhere. Then we've got the upgrade Werewolf Curse. It's got an Amber Pip. And it reads, this creature gains Splash Attack 3, and after fight, archive Werewolf Curse. Play, enrage this creature. Means we've got a Gnarl Gibbous in here somewhere. Ooh, another good upgrade. Wave the Porcupine with an Amber Pip. This creature gains Hazardous 3. And then it explains Hazardous. The art there is nice. There's our Gnarl Gibbous with a discard Pip. Looks extra good with that lightning around it. I don't know why it's extra noticeable on him, maybe just because the background ties in pretty well. 3-power creature with while enraged, Gnarl Gibbous gains Skirmish and Splash Attack 3. Play, after Reap, enrage Gnarl Gibbous. Good creature control creature there. Halicor, another good creature control creature. 4-power creature with each friendly flank creature gains Skirmish. Fantastic. Earthbind, it's an upgrade with an Amber Pip. This creature cannot be used unless its controller has discarded a card this turn. a more potent upgrade in the past. If you're playing it against a Grim Reminders deck, then it is likely that it will not affect them. Oh, interesting, okay. And then we got an Exchange Officer in this deck. It's a 3-power creature enhanced with a draw pip, and it reads, play, after fight, after reap, use a friendly Star Alliance creature. So for those who don't know, Exchange Officer is a rare creature from Star Alliance that when it is put into a deck, it'll randomly select another creature in one of the other 2 houses and switch houses with it. So obviously this one is an Untamed, so it means that we have an Untamed creature in our Star Alliance, which is a really, really interesting way to get Mavericks, and I think it is very on theme with Star Alliance. Oh, and we get our answer right away here with, we're going into Star Alliance, and this is the Maverick from Exchange Officer, Amberfly. It's a 2-power creature with elusive and skirmish. After fight, capture 1 amber. After reap, move 1 amber from Amberfly to your pool. Pretty good, a very good creature for this set especially. Capture creatures aren't super common in Untamed, in fact that might be the only one. So it's good that we got it, and it's interesting that it got Mavericked. Then we've got the action Survey here. It's got an Amber Pip. My favorite part about Survey typically is the enhanced draw that it adds into the deck. It reads, play, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, discard 1 of them. That is better in this set than it was in any of the previous sets, just because it can play towards Haunted. But unfortunately, it's not great for efficiency, just because it itself doesn't resolve in you drawing a card after you kind of pick which card is on top of your deck. So often it's just look at the top 2 cards, and if you see a Star Alliance card, discard it, because you're on a Star Alliance turn and you might not be able to draw into it. 2 of those. Ooh, Rogue Operations. Survey can actually be good setup for Rogue Operations. You can see which 2 houses, see if one of them is more likely than the other. If you had 2 of them of the same house, you can discard, and it makes it more likely that Rogue Operations hits. You do have to discard with Survey though. Rogue Operations in action, play, discard the top 2 cards of your deck, steal 1 amber for each house represented among the discarded cards. Ooh, this is a great card. This is the 2-power creature Retro Technician Lee with a discard pip. If you're haunted, Retro Technician Lee enters play ready. After a reap, you may play a creature from your discard pile. I'm interested to see, so technically, pips don't resolve on creatures until they are in play, but they resolve before play effects because the creature has to kind of exist in a state in order for pips to resolve. It's why if you play a Rad Penny from Mars with a damage pip on it and you do the damage pip to itself because it's entered play, it will kill itself before the play effect can take place. So you have to be very careful. So I'm wondering if maybe if I play Retro Technician Lee and I discard something, then Retro Technician Lee will already be in play, or have entered play, haunted, or unhaunted rather, so Retro Technician Lee will still be exhausted. If I'm correct, I believe that's how it would resolve, if we're on the 1-card balance as to whether or not I am haunted or not, but very interesting. If it doesn't resolve that way, then that's a very good enhancement. Oh, then we got Quartermaster Body, 4-power creature with play, after fight, after reap. If you're haunted, capture 2. This continues that theme of out-of-house creatures joining Star Alliance that they had with Operations Officer Yashai, and then there was a Shadows one. I will show those on the screen for you. So this is it for the Geistoid. Not bad, good Amber control. Retro Technician Lee, also very good recursion. Oh, I don't know that I read. Oh goodness, Retro Technician Lee's text. 2-power creature with, if you're a haunted, Retro Technician Lee enters play ready. After reap, you may play a creature from your discard pile. Then there's Body. Then there's the upgrade Proton Siphon. It's got an Amber Pip on it, and while you are haunted, this creature gains Splash Attack 5. It's not too bad. Oh, extra good on Pyro if we play Pyro as a creature. 3-power with Splash Attack 3. Pyro may be played as an upgrade instead of a creature with the text, this creature gains Splash Attack 3. 2 of those. Okay, glad it stopped at 2. If there were 3, I'd be a little upset. Pyro is definitely not bad and is decent at board control, especially against like Winds of Exchange or smaller boards, but it's not something you want in excess. Then we've got Essence Entangler here. It's got an Amber Pip, and this creature gets -X power, where X is the number of amber on this creature. Scrap, move 1 amber from a creature to another creature. Not bad, very good against things like Trawler or Anthony, things that just do a whole lot of capture, or even Deuceless if you can play this before Deuceless have done anything. Depending on how much amber you had, it'll make Deuceless a lot easier to kill. Oh, and then we've got Chief Engineer Walls, a great way to recur some of these good upgrades. 2 power creature, enhanced with a discard pip. It has elusive and play after fight after reap. You may return an upgrade or robot card from your discard pile to your hand. Chief Engineer Walls is a lot better in this set, especially if it is in a deck like this where it has Geistoid, because there are so many robot creatures in Geistoid. Quadrino Warp, good, so we've got a board wipe here. It's an action. Play, choose a friendly creature and an enemy creature. Destroy those creatures and each creature that shares a house with either of them. Gain 1 chain. Ooh, Touchstone. It's a 4 power creature, enhanced with a discard pip. And we are in Geistoid now, officially. This Awakening art looks really good with the kind of mishmash of creatures on Touchstone. Touchstone reads, after reap, if you are haunted, draw 2 cards. Otherwise, discard the top 2 cards of your deck. Then we've got Reaver here. It's a 4 power creature with after reap, move 1 amber from a friendly creature to your pool. If you do, discard a card. It also enhances capture and 2 discard into the deck. Explains where some of that is coming from. Ooh, Junk Restoration. This is a really good card efficiency-wise. It is an action with an amber pip. It enhances 2 discard into the deck, and it reads play. Discard the top 3 cards of your deck. You may You may put a card discarded this way into your hand. Very good for continuing Geistoid combos. Harvest Skimmer, 5 power creature with after reap. Discard the top card of your deck. If it is a creature, gain 1 amber. Some good amber gain here. 2 of those. 3 of those. Goodness. Great way to really dig through the top of our deck if we need to get haunted for some reason. We've got Dark Lamp, 4 power creature with each friendly creature with amber on it gains elusive and play capture 1. Very good. Oh, Spontaneous Awakening, some more artifact control here. It's an action with an amber pip. Play, if your opponent is haunted, destroy an enemy artifact, cyborg creature, or robot creature. If you do, play that creature as if it were in your hand. Attach Spontaneous Awakening to it as an upgrade with the text, this creature belongs to House Geistoid. Super cool, super well themed, and the art of it is awesome, of this kind of Geistoid plasma kind of reaching into this junk pile and pulling up this cyborg or robot creature. Got Soul Vial here. It's a artifact with an amber pip. Each friendly creature with amber on it gains destroyed archive this creature. Not bad, wish we had some more capture friendly creatures and more capture kind of efficiency in the deck, like a Hallowed Festival or something, but you know, all in all, not a bad artifact. Definitely worth playing at the very least. Ooh, Infiltrator, 4 power creature with Skirmish, Treachery, and Versatile. At the end of your turn, destroy Infiltrator's neighbors. So Infiltrator is a creature that plays to your opponent's side of the board, and at the end of their turn will destroy both of its neighbors, which can get really out of hand, especially if they can't stop it. However, it is Skirmish and Versatile, so it is in turn a very good source of creature control for your opponent, because they can consistently fight 4 power Skirmish creature every turn, or just use it to reap ad nauseum and just gain an extra amber every turn. Ooh, Echo Fly. I'm not sure, honestly, that I have had a deck with this creature in it, but capture is great. This is a good creature to put capture on, especially with Soul Vial, just because this is an efficiency-based creature, so it's one we want to archive. It's a 2 power creature with 1 armor. It reads action, return an action card from your discard pile to your hand. Then it also has scrap, archive the topmost action card from your discard pile. Ooh, and then last thing is Call of Need. It is an action with an amber pip and a draw pip. Play, search your deck for a card and discard it. Interesting. So if we have Echo Fly in hand, this is a good combo. Or if we really want to regrowth something, this is good. But I don't think we have much recursion outside of that. Kind of just Echo Fly and regrowth there. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, Junk Restoration could help with the regrowth aspect, but it's not going on top of the deck. Oh, if there's an upgrade we really need, or a robot, Chief Engineer Walls can pull them. So let's see, what kind of robots do we got? Our Harvest Skimmers. Dark Lamp is a good robot. Infiltrator. And Echo Fly. Okay, so we've got some good robots. Maybe we could discard one of them and then use Chief Engineer Walls on the next turn. Trying to see what other recursion we have here. Oh, we do have Retro Technician Lee. So if we've already got Retro Technician Lee in play, we could discard a good... well, just any creature really, but Body would be a good one just because Star Alliance. Amberfly is good. And no other major recursion. There's Regrowth we already mentioned. Spooky Charge is good if we have Echo Fly. That's a good one to discard for Echo Fly. Oh, and we do have Witch of the Eye. So no amazing cards for recursion. It's mostly creatures actually. Echo Fly, Retro Technician Lee, and Witch of the Eye. And then we do have Regrowth, but interesting. So there's some good cards to discard, but we do have to have a little bit of setup first. So Call of Need, it's an interesting combo. If we had something like in here somewhere, it would be a little bit better, but it's not bad. Okay, well, give me one moment. I'm going to separate this into the individual piles, and we will be back with the deck breakdown. Okay, we're here now with the deck breakdown for our first Awakening deck. Got everything set into the usual piles. This is probably what you're going to see going forward with the Geistoid videos. I might, with the normal Geistoid deck opening videos, do a little bit extra with the speed and board section, but that is yet to be seen. But that either way won't be happening with this one. The piles are, of course, Amber Control, Expected Amber, Artifact Control, Creature Control, and this is our new Haunted pile for this set. This is cards that don't fit into either of these 4 piles, but help us to achieve the Haunted condition, which is almost always a good payoff unless you're going against Unfathomable, which can and will punish you for being haunted. But let's start digging in. There is our SAS score. We're looking at 68 SAS, not particularly high. Again, these are the temporary scores that I have access to through the DOK Patreon. None of this is set in stone, so don't take it as gospel or anything. This is just the current number as I am recording this, but it is a great way to assess decks, and I really enjoy this segment and using DOK, so we'll continue to do so, but there's just this little disclaimer. So 68 SAS, not super high. Our AERC is 57, Synergy is 11, no anti-synergy, which feels nice, but nothing too crazy going on there. Then there is our expected, our extras and counts rather. So we have 14 bonus amber, which again isn't bad, especially with this set with so much recursion and stuff, but I would still love to see more. Always love seeing at least 18 there for the 3 keys. We have 11 actions, which is on the low side for actions. You typically will find about 13 in a deck, some cases 14. We've got 19 creatures, which is above average. You'll typically see somewhere between 17 and 18, so 19 is about 1, maybe 2 higher. Artifacts, we have 1, which the current average is 3.4, so it is below average. Upgrades, we have 5, which is well above average. We are sitting typically at 1 or 2, so way over that. Our archives, we only have 2 cards. Echo Fly, which just by nature is recursion and interacts with our archives. The other is Soul Vial, which is the one that can archive our creatures in play if they have amber on them. We do have a key cheat in Spooky Charge. Got no scaling amber control, and then 1 board wipe in Quintrino Warp. Let me clear those off the screen. And there is our Amber and Control. We got a 3.1 in Amber Control, which isn't very high, but was kind of to be expected. 22 expected Amber, which is pretty good. This set seems to have a pretty high expected Amber, so we are rocking in that department. Then we have good Artifact Control. We're at a 2.3 with 2 cards. And then our Creature Control is on the low end, not very good, at an 8.9. And let's dig into these actual cards here. So this is our Amber Control section. We have, of course, Amberfly, which can, over multiple Star Alliance turns, capture Amber and then move it off of itself. It is a very cool idea, but it's going to be hard to interact with it without ready effects. I feel like it would be a good Mars creature, just because there are so many cards in Mars that will ready Mars creatures. But it is an untamed creature that is in our Star Alliance. So, got Dark Lamp, which is a capture 1. Reaver is rated a little bit higher because it enhances a capture into the deck, and then it can do a little bit more with Amber, being able to move it on a Reap. Quartermaster Body for being able to capture 2 through various outlets. And then of course Rogue Operations is rated high as our only kind of way to deal with Amber without capturing it, by stealing it. So not bad, but definitely want more Amber control, especially in a set so full of key cheats. Your opponent might get a key for free. You want to make sure that every other key they get is either taxed or not possible. Then we're getting into expected Amber here. 14 of it was from bonus pips, so this is just all the cards that weren't bonus pip based. Of course, we have the 3 Harvest Skimmers here, with their ability to occasionally give an extra Amber on a Reap. Exchange Officer, with the play after fight after Reap effect saying use a friendly Star Alliance creature. We'll just let you get some more Reaps on a turn. Retro Technician Lee, mostly because its ability to interplay ready, and then it has a Reap effect, so you're super incentivized to do that. Then Essence Entangler, by virtue of not only having an Amber, but being able to either move an Amber with a scrap effect, or lower a creature that has Amber captured, and kind of get your Amber back. And then of course Circle of Life, because in the best case scenario, Circle of Life is 3 Amber for you and 0 for your opponent, which can be very good. The Circle of Life is a lot like Untamed's version of Smith, but with a little bit more trading involved. Then we're into artifact control here. Spontaneous Awakening is awesome, but Spontaneous Awakening suffers from the same issue that Borrow suffers from, the Shadows action, and it's that the artifact isn't just flat out destroyed. So if our opponent's playing something like Heart of the Forest or Dark Heart of the Forest, and we just kind of want it gone, Spontaneous Awakening can't do that. It just kind of gives it to us. But Reclaim by Nature has no such problem. It is just an action, purge an artifact, and then artifact-wise, we only have that Soul Vial. So push comes to shove, we purge our own Soul Vial. It's not going to be putting in a whole lot of work anyways. We'll gain an Amber from it, because Soul Vial has an Amber on it, and then of course Reclaim by Nature. And then we can just play Reclaim by Nature indefinitely moving forward without having to worry about protecting our artifacts. Then we're into creature control here. We have Gnarl Gibbous, which is just a skirmish splash attack fighter. Earthbind, which can destroy creatures, or rather make them unusable, which not great in this set. Pyro has splash attack or gives it. Proton Siphon, an upgrade that adds splash attack. Werewolf Curse, more splash attack, and it cycles itself, which is pretty good. Infiltrator for some direct destroyed creatures, but there's a little bit of a trade-off. And then Contrino Warp, sort of a board wipe. It is a board wipe, but it is for certain houses. Contrino Warp is interesting because you kind of just hope that you share a house with your opponent. Then in our Haunted pile, we have both our Surveys for discarding from deck. Touchstone, which is either draw 2 if you are haunted, otherwise discard 2, which will help you get to haunted. Junk Restoration is discard the top 3, which is great, and then if there is a card that you can want to play this turn, or can play this turn, or just want to hold on and play later, you can hold on to it, and it'll get into the discard pretty soon. And then Call of Need, which just puts a card in the discard pile. Very cool. Clear that away. And there is our speed and board. Nothing too crazy here. Efficiency is at 7, which for previous sets would be pretty high, but for this set isn't going too wild. Junk Restoration brings it up by a lot. Recursion, we've got a lot here with Chief Engineer Walls, Soul Vial, Witch of the Eye, Retro Technician, Regrowth, Echo Fly, and then Warfaline, which I hadn't thought about, but is definitely recursion to some extent. Our board is not super high here at a 70. We've got some negatives from Infiltrator and Quintrino Warp, but then Halicore brings it up by 10, and then Dark Lamp and Amber Fly, one with Elusive, the other with Elusive and Skirmish. Creature Protection comes from Dark Lamp and Way of the Porcupine. Disruption comes from Reclaimed by Nature and Warfaline. And then in our other section for our board, we have Spooky Charge, Call of Need, Spontaneous Awakening, and the Circle of Life. Circle of Life and Infiltrator are actually negative in here, it looks like. But that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching the first of the Awakening decks. I'm excited to dig into the remaining 3 and then kind of show off the KeyForge adventure before digging into regularly scheduled content. I hope you like it. I hope you love the border of these. I think this art looks super, super cool, and I loved the Savior of KeyForge decks, but I love the flashiness of these a lot more. I think the pattern is very nice and it adds a lot. But remember, the most important part of KeyForge is the person sitting across the table, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.